right, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Roy McGee. I'm a pastor and founder of Fountain of Hope Ministries. It's a long-term faith-based recovery program in Maryville, Tennessee. Just a little bit about my story. We'll start when I was younger. I had a pretty rocky childhood. I had a father that was alcoholic and suffered with mental illness, and so it was just every day you never know what you was really going to get. So it kind of really just pushed me away from family. I didn't really understand what family really was growing up. So it pushed me into the streets. That's where I kind of felt at home. And so started doing drugs at an early age. But then things kind of shifted. I got into doing sports. Was really good at sports. Ended up being like an all-state football player. So I found some worth.
Yeah.
I found my worth in those sports, and but then things shifted again because high school ended. So then I kind of found myself worthless again. Mm. And of course, I went back to what I knew, which was what I felt comfortable in, which would be the street life. So I actually had college scholarships, but I just felt like, again, I don't know, I just wanted to go where I felt comfortable. Right. And which was to family, which what I thought was family, mm-hmm. which was the street life, and got involved in gangs. I was, I'm not going to really mention what gangs it was, but doesn't matter on that anyways, does it? But got involved in gangs, and I found my worth selling dope, selling drugs. It just gave me that sense of people needed me. And like I said, not growing up, not really knowing, having a family lifestyle, it made me feel wanted, made me feel like I fit in. It kind of replaced that worth that sports gave me, mm-hmm. a sense of being needed. But that ended up going to a series of in and out of prison. Been to prison 3 times, and I still remember the last trip I went. I found myself just broken inside that prison cell, and I saw some people reading the Bible. Didn't really believe in the Bible. Definitely didn't believe in Jesus or any of that. And it just sparked an interest in me, so I kind of just pulled up on them, questioned them about it. And they kind of shared Jesus with me for a minute, and of course I just shrugged it off. But it planted the seed in me. And I remember I went back to my cell that evening, and I just said, God, man, I'm tired of this. If you're real, show me a sign. And about 2 weeks later, my mother came and visited me in visitation, and we always got those praying mamas behind the scene that really help us get through the situations. And she said, son, God's going to do something for you this week. And I remember telling her, I don't want to hear all of that. You know, I don't need to hear all of that God stuff. And I shrugged it off, went back to my cell that night. The next day, the jailer came in, pulled me out, and told me that I got accepted to a faith-based recovery program. And the following day, I got brought to a recovery program. And it was very unknown to me. As soon as I walked in, they took the handcuffs off of me, walked me in the door, and everybody kept saying they loved me and they was happy that I was there and tried to hug me. And it was very weird to me. Yeah. I actually looked at the cop and asked if they would put me back in handcuffs and take me back. Because, well, I've never experienced true love like that. Yeah. And it was very foreign to me. I remember sitting there for 30 days. I wouldn't talk to anyone. I would just sit in a corner and observe, because I thought it was all fake, because I didn't think people could actually love people like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember one day, though, during a church service, God come in and just pricked my heart, and I couldn't run to the altar quick enough. And I remember I gave my life to the Lord, and we had church in a thrift store setting. So that thrift store, I'll never forget a thrift store now to this day, because that's where I gave my life to Christ at. So I gave my life to Christ, and I wish I could have you one of those stories where everything was good, rainbows and just glorious, but it definitely wasn't.
Usually
and
isn't.
It usually isn't. Life got real hard after that.
Yeah.
I stayed in the program, and I remember it was a 12-month program also. About 10 months in, I got a call from my family, and the police just kicked my door in back at my house, and it was for an older drug indictment from 3 years in the past there, and automatically my old instincts of pick up and run kicked in. But I remember taking godly counsel this time, and I spoke with the pastors and some of my brothers in the house, and I said, well, I'm not that old man that I used to be, so this time I'm gonna handle things the right way. So we lined it out where I went and turned myself in, and that was very hard to do. I was already on parole, so I knew automatically it was going to violate my parole and send me back to prison. But I had the Spirit of God in me, so I had the unction to do the right thing.
That's awesome.
So I did that. They actually let me out. I came back to the program, but of course it did violate my parole, and so I was back in prison again. And I remember sitting in that prison cell when I went back, and the first thing come to my mind was, well, God, this makes no sense to me. I give my life to you, and now I'm in worse shape now than I was before I gave my life to you. And it was kind of a hard pill to swallow at first. But then I stayed faithful to Him, and I knew that there had to be a purpose in the pain. And I remember going to my first court date, and they offered me 20 years. And I remember going back to my cell, I was like, man, I don't know how I can do this. I still was not fully 100% committed to God, though, at the time. I gave my life to Him, but I was not sold out to Him at the time. During the daytime, I would still do my gang activities, my shire security, all that. Then at nighttime, when I was in the cell by myself, I would be reading my Bible, doing Bible studies. And I remember hitting my knees that night and said, all right, God, your word says that you're a way maker, that you can restore everything, you can turn everything that's meant for evil to good. I'm going to test you on it. And I said, so if you're really real, show me. Again, I had a prayer of show me. Well, nothing. I got crickets. I wish I could give you one of those stories where a light shined and the doors popped open and good job, Roy, you're free. But it didn't happen that way. But what did happen, actually a month went by, but I stayed faithful. I stayed in my word. I remember every night I had a folder of stacks of sermons that I would be writing. And I just stayed faithful to Him. And I remember I woke up one morning, got me a cup of coffee, and they slide your mail under the door. Everybody that's in prison knows what I'm talking about. I got my mail, sat on my bed, was drinking my coffee, and I saw a letter from my lawyer. And if you're ever in jail, a lot of time you don't even want to open those letters because it's never good news. So I opened the letter up, and I read it, and it said, Roy, we're here to inform you. And then right then my heart dropped because those are never good words.
Didn't sound good, huh?
But then I kept reading. we're here to inform you that they dropped all charges because they messed up on paperwork on their end.
Wow.
And so I was free and released. The 20 years was wiped away, and I got to go home a week later.
Wow.
So he showed me again.
Yes.
And I remember while I was backing up just a little bit, while I was in there, after when I hit my knees that day and I told God I was going to be totally submitted to Him, that I would walk around the prison pod, and I would tell people, man, I'm going to get out of here. And when I get out of here, I'm going to help people like me. And everybody thought I was crazy. They said, you got 20 years, you're not even getting out. So I don't know how you're going to help anybody. But I wouldn't let their words stop my belief.
It's good.
And every day I would tell them that. Every day they'd laugh at me. And so I got out. When I got out, I plugged into a church. Started a Celebrate Recovery class. That's where it all started. Every Friday night, I would start a class. My first person that come to my class was the person that wore a wire on me that sent me to prison.
Wow.
So the first person to come through the door was the person that I got to actually experience true forgiveness. I got to face tell the person that sent me to prison that I forgive them.
Wow.
And be able to help them, lead them to the Lord, which made it all worth the while.
Yes.
So that was the start of it. I got plugged into that church. Eventually got ordained through the church.
Wow.
And life was going good, but then life got lifey. Life got lifey, and I had a little bit of a roller coaster season. Found myself back into a treatment because just life got lifey. And but I went in with the determination that I'm going to knock this rust off and get things going, and let's shine a light on the chinks in my armor so that I can be the best warrior I can be for Jesus.
That's great.
And I allowed God to just come in and expose everything in my life that needed to be exposed so I could fix it. Some of those things was hurt, trauma.
Yeah.
A lot of things that, as being a man, we just got to man up and face life head on. But I learned that being a man is learning that I can be weak, because then that's where He can be strong. And I've learned that if I don't expose it, if I don't reveal it, then Jesus can't heal it.
That's good.
So I was just totally transparent before the Lord, and just really focused on all those hurts and traumas of my past, of my childhood, of not thinking I fit in, of feeling worthless, and just let Jesus really come in and touch all those areas, and finally felt a freedom that I never felt before. And then it just gave me the drive to help others and show them, hey man, there's a way. If you'll just hand it to Him, He'll take your mess and turn it into a message.
That's right.
And you can't have a testimony without a test.
That's right.
So that life's going to get lifey. There's going to be trials and tribulations. There's going to become things in your way, obstacles. But you just got to continue to lean in on Him, and He'll part the sea.
Absolutely. So today,
Okay.
you're leading Fountain of Hope. How many men are in your program?
Yeah. So today, me and my wife run Fountain of Hope. Right now, we have 40 individuals in our program.
Wow.
We operate 3 different houses, and actually just bought a building, getting ready to be able to house 40 more.
Wow.
So by the end of the year, we'll be able to house 80 men.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love how you spoke that back
Yeah.
when you were in prison, right?
Yeah.
You're in prison facing 20 years,
Yeah.
and you're speaking, I'm going to get out and help people.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
That's about 10 years ago.
10 years later,
10 years
you've
later.
got a program. You're about to have 80 beds.
Yeah.
You've already had numerous people complete the program and graduate. And I love that you spoke it then in the times when you, even though you were being laughed at, you knew the Lord put that desire in your heart, and you started just claiming it, right? Like started saying, this is what I'm going to do. And here you are doing it. That's amazing.
Well, he'll definitely give you the desires of your heart. You know, you just Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. All those hopes and dreams that you've had in your life, if you just focus on serving Him and just furthering the kingdom, all these things will be added to you.
Yes.
The relationships that you need restored, don't focus on the relationships that you need restored. Focus on Him and the kingdom,
Yes.
and all these things will be added.
That's right.
It's just where's your focus at?
Absolutely. So that's great advice, where your focus is. But what else would you say to somebody who maybe is sitting in prison right now thinking, I would love to help people, but I'm stuck here for a while and God could never use me, or somebody that's in addiction that thinks, I don't know if I'm strong enough to get through the program. Like, what could you say to bring hope to someone who might be watching?
Well, the Bible was full of people just like you spoke, just like me, just like the people that's probably watching this right now. He don't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. All He wants is the effort. Basically, He just wants you to be able to hand it over to Him, and He'll take care of the rest. No matter what your past looks like, no matter what you've been through, all that is irrelevant. Because 2 Corinthians 5:17, all we got to do is just accept Him. And the old's passed away. Everything from this day forward is a new thing. It's going to be a new you, a new relationship, everything is new. Even the relationship with your kids, your wife, your family, it's going to be a whole new relationship. All the hurts and the traumas and the mistakes that you've done, it's passed away. Those things don't carry over to the kingdom.
That's right.
He comes in and restores. He comes in and heals. He'll come in and change all of that, man. He changes from the inside out.
Yes.
Don't ever think that He can't use you. I mean, God spoke through a donkey. If He can speak through a donkey, He can do it for anybody.
That's right.
I mean, if He can take a gang member that he's dope slinging gang member, and now a pastor that runs a recovery ministry, He can do it for anybody.
That's right.
I used to think I was nobody, which I was until I found the person that turned me into a somebody. And that somebody is just somebody that just loves Jesus and wants to reflect and tell everybody about Him. And that's what the gospel is just, hey, let me introduce you to somebody that can change everything in your life. If you're hopeless, He can give you hope. If you're in pain, He can heal you. If your family is broken and your relationships are broken, He can restore it all.
Yes, absolutely. It's awesome. So you talked about when you were younger, not like desiring to be in a family, right? And when your family's broken as a child, the problem is you don't get the opportunity to experience the love of a mother and a father, or that love is very worldly and broken and selfish. Or now you are clearly understand your standing as a son of God, being in His family and experiencing His love. But we like to talk about love because too many people are in this situation where they don't know what true love looks like and what it feels like and what it even is or how to describe it. So can you just talk for a second about what you thought love was? That you were seeking family, you were seeking something, but what is it that you thought you were seeking, and now that you have it, what it's actually like?
Well, growing up, I guess I just thought love was basically what you could do for me. How could you benefit me? Or how could I benefit you? And in my eyes, that's what love was. It was it was all selfish. Either if you couldn't help me, then I ain't got no love for you. Or if I can't help you, then you won't love me. So it basically was all just that selfishness, you know. And but then once I come to Christ, I realized that true love is selfless. You know, there's no greater love than to lay down his life for your brother. It's true love is knowing that no matter what, like what I've been through or who I was or the situation I was in, that God loves me no matter what. And I don't have to do anything to earn his love. There's nothing I can do to make him love me more.
That's right.
And once you get that revelation of that, it'll change your whole life. It'll change your whole outlook of love, and it will make you be a byproduct and show that love to others. And yeah.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit, if someone is looking for a program, how do they find you? How do they find Fountain of Hope? Where is it? Where can they get information?
Yeah, so if anybody needs any help, like I said, it's a long-term faith-based recovery program. You can go to our website, www.fountainofhopecorp.com. There's a form that you fill out. There's an intake number that you can reach. And the best thing, you know how much it costs? Free. It don't cost a thing.
That's awesome.
Because we know there's a lot of time when people's in addiction or if they're locked up in prison, they don't have the means to help.
Right.
And we don't want to put a strain on the family. It does cost something. I lie to you. It costs the willingness to want to change. That's all we want. As long as you got the want to, we'll cover the rest.
That's awesome.
And yeah, you just go to the website and fill out the form or give us a call, and we'll get you lined out, get you in a program, and we can't do anything, but I can introduce you to the one that can.
That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roy, for sharing that and for opening up and for everything you're doing to help others come out of recovery. It's really incredible. I love knowing where you were and seeing where you are today. So again, like you said, not every day is perfect.
No.
Right? We still are human and make mistakes, but every day that you seek God is a good day and get to help others and bring them into the kingdom.
That's
so
right.
That's awesome. So thank you for sharing.
Thank
I know
you.
it's going to bring a lot of hope.
That's right.
Yes.
Used to gang bang slang king, but now I'm praising his name.
That's awesome. Amen.